Hazel, an 8-year-old girl, lived a tough life. Her mother died when she was just 4. After that, her father remarried a widow, and Hazel was sent to live with her grandmother. Even though her grandmother was poor, Hazel loved being with her. Her grandmother took great care of her, and those were the happiest days of Hazel's life. But this joy didn't last long. Her grandmother became very sick and passed away, leaving Hazel with no choice but to move in with her father and stepmother. Life with her stepmother was hard. To avoid her stepmother's scolding, Hazel worked hard every day. One morning, she woke up early to pick wild vegetables for her stepmother. While washing the vegetables by the river, she heard a strange cry that sounded like a child. Even though she was scared, she decided to check it out. Behind a big rock, she found a badly injured wolf pup. It had been attacked by other animals and was lying there, weak and covered in blood. Feeling pity for the little wolf, Hazel wanted to help, but she was scared of her stepmother. Her stepmother would be furious if she brought the baby wolf home. Despite her fear, Hazel decided to take the baby wolf to the cottage outside the house where no one visited. She took it back to the cottage and treated its wounds with herbs. Hazel checked on the pup every day. After a month, the wolf had healed enough to be released back into the wild. Hazel, with a heavy heart, said goodbye and told the wolf to be careful in the future. The pup, not wanting to leave her, rubbed its head against her hand before finally running off into the woods. Hazel knew the wolf's true home was in the wild, not in the small cottage. She watched it disappear into the trees, hoping it would be safe and happy. Hazel became sad again because the baby wolf was her only friend. With the wolf, she forgot her stepmother's cruelty. She thought she would never see the wolf again, but little did she know, fate had something surprising in store for her. But before we delve deeper into the story, don't forget to subscribe to the Wild Wonder and give that like button a tap. Let's continue the story. 3 years later, tragedy struck again when Hazel's father died unexpectedly. Without her father's protection, her stepmother's treatment of Hazel worsened. She even arranged Hazel's marriage to an old man in exchange for money. When Hazel found out about this, she protested, but her stepmother insisted, citing her father's supposed wish for Hazel's happiness. Desperate, Hazel decided to flee her stepmother's house at night. While escaping through the forest, she was confronted by a hungry old wolf. Just as she prepared to run, another wolf appeared and attacked the old wolf, saving Hazel. To her amazement, the savior was the wolf pup she had rescued years earlier, now grown. Recognizing her, the wolf sniffed the scar on Hazel's right hand, and she felt relieved and grateful for its presence. With the wolf by her side, Hazel continued her journey and reached the road at dawn. She said goodbye to the wolf, promising to visit if she ever could. The wolf seemed to understand and watched her leave. Years passed, and Hazel, living on her own, worked hard to achieve her dreams. One day, she got a call from her stepmother, who was very ill. She claimed to have something important that belonged to Hazel's father and asked Hazel to come and get it. Though Hazel didn't want to see her stepmother, she realized she might need money for treatment. Reluctantly, Hazel decided to go to her stepmother's house, intending only to retrieve the item and give her some money for her treatment. Hazel hoped this would be the last time she had to deal with her stepmother. When Hazel arrived home, she was unexpectedly taken hostage by her scheming stepmother, who had conspired with her youngest son to ensnare Hazel in a marriage to Maxwell. Their plan revolved around using Hazel's dowry to fund her stepbrother's education. On the day of the engagement, Maxwell's family arrived, oblivious to the deceit. Seizing a moment alone with Maxwell, Hazel courageously explained that she couldn't go through with the marriage. Maxwell, though saddened, respected her decision. But as Hazel tried to depart, her path was blocked by her stepmother and others. Suddenly, a wolf's howl pierced the air, and Hazel's old wolf friend burst onto the scene, causing uproar. It lunged at her stepmother, who collapsed in terror, while her youngest son cowered in fear. Hazel managed to calm the wolf, and together they escaped. She vowed never to return to that house of manipulation. Hazel later founded a successful cleaning business, admired for her newfound strength and determination. Meanwhile, her stepmother couldn't shake off the haunting memory of the wolf's attack, often recounting the tale to anyone who would listen. Thus, Hazel moved forward, Her act of kindness to a wounded wolf repaid in unexpected ways. It taught her resilience and the power of standing up for herself, setting her on a path to a future she had once only dreamed of. That's all for today. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts about this story. What's the next story you'd like to know? Let us know in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe so you won't miss any of these amazing videos on The Wild Wonder.